Hello, how y'all doing this morning? This is Darren coming to you, hoping that y'all having a blessed day, praying that y'all wake up in joy and peace and ready to serve and do the work of the Most High, your Heavenly Father, and just, come in to live another day and to get closer with the Lord. I just wanted to come on here and talk and make this video this morning and talk about like something that kind of disturbed my spirit this morning. I woke up early, like I said, I'm on my way to work to go service myself, but I saw on the news that it was talking about how Donald Trump pardoned 1,500 people, the people who did the attack on Washington, and he like pretty much keeping his word. They said he was going to do that before he got into office that he was going to do. And it just really bothered me, my spirit, really bad. Like, it really bothered me horribly bad. It really grieved me bad because it's like, oh my goodness, like, in this world, if you really just think about how disrespectful, like, just how, like, lawless, like, just call it what it is, like, lawless that is, and you really see it for what it is, it would really disgust you too. Because think about all the men, all the men that are living and that have died in the jail and prison system that were innocent, that like the charges were very small, but it's just because they racked them up, or just because like the system itself, and and we all know how, pretty much they keep bodies in there because they have to. It's a part of an agreement. It's like you got to keep it full so you can get the money. Like, that's plain and simple. It's about the money. Everything is about the money. But it's like the fact that your own president, your own commander-in-chief, he already, shows lawlessness and how he can just do whatever and plain and simply get off, still run the country, it's lawlessness. Then turns around and pardons 1,500 people who pretty much committed acts of treason against their own country, okay? They ran up in the White House, okay? The capital of their country, these are people that pretty much committed treason of their own state, you hear me? Of their own country. And he pardons these people. He pretty much says it's okay to do. He just showed lawlessness, another sign of law. He just told people that if you follow me, there's nothing you cannot do, that I will stand for you and I will be there for you. I will have your back, you have my back. That is so dangerous. But all he did, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the game of chess, but all he did, in chess you have a king, you have a queen, you have knights, you have bishops, and you have rooks, and you have pawns. All he did was just put his pawns back on the board. Because if you look at a chessboard, if you look at life as the chess, which it is, you will look at the other side and you will see a side that has no pawns, but it has knights and bishops and rooks and a queen and a king. Regardless of how it has those strong pieces, they not worth nothing without the pawns. It needs a line it can just get rid of. That it can just move around and do its bidding. It needs that. Because you can't have a full set without all the pieces. You need them. So if you really pay attention and look at it in your natural mind, all he did was put his pawns back on the board. You understand? That's all he did. Because it's not you don't have a strong side without all the pieces. So boom, he put his pawns back on the board. That's all that was. And then it had me thinking, like, it's like, look at the lawlessness. Like, I'm not saying Trump is not the Antichrist. He's not the Antichrist. He's the first beast. If you know about Daniel and you read about the prophecy to come, the Lord told him, told him to seal up and put it away for later time. But he talks about the two beasts that's going to come up out the sea. And if you know about metaphors and similes and hyperbole, all these things, you will understand how to read it and see that when it talk about a sea, it's talking about people, because that's another reference to a sea or a body of water, ocean. It's another reference to people. So you're going to have a beast, a man, but a tyrant come up out of the sea. The people, a group of people, all people, different people, in a time where it's going to be seeming like it's war. It's going to seem like everything is just thrown off. It's going to seem like nothing's going right. People are going to be so tired. Prices going up. Money's going down, staying the same. It's like nothing's going to be right. Nothing's right. Everything's going to seem upside down. Right's going to seem wrong. Like everything's going to be seeming like, and the people are going to be tired, so tired, that they're going to just want anybody that come along to have a good tongue, that says the right things, that makes the right promises. Because if you look at these people who run this world, they always say the right thing and make the right promises, but they never do it. They never do it. They never do it. What happened to taking away student loan debt? Biden sung this song. Kamala Harris sat behind a man for 8 years. They sung a song, and they ain't do nothing for 4 years and sung a song and didn't do nothing. So she would have got in there, she wouldn't have did nothing. Like they wouldn't even, it's like they all do the same song and dance, make promises and do nothing. That's it. So you sit and you listen to these people who do a song and dance and do nothing. You understand? But that's a part of the game. But you're gonna have a beast that come up out of the sea, and this is Trump is the first beast. He's the first beast. He's the first beast. He's gonna give his power over to another beast. Y'all understand? Do you see what's going on? If you don't know that word, you need to read that word, because that's what's being unfolded in front. If you know the word, you ain't even gotta sit there and just read it a whole lot. If you ever heard the stories, it'll pop up in your spirit. Like you'll start to see the stuff that's happening, and you'll be like, hold up. Like this, it'll just come up in your spirit. You don't gotta be searching for it. The stuff it'll just come up in your spirit. And that's what's happening. So boom, I'm sitting here. It's like, what is going on? I hope that y'all are awake. I hope that you are able to see the things that's going on in your face. I hope that you're able to see the chessboard that's being put. The chessboard is set. Both sides are set. You hear me? And what's crazy and that people are missing, it's like nobody is really on Trump's side, in his mind, in Trump's mind. It's just him and his. You understand? He needs his knights. He needs his rooks. He needs his bishops to be. He needs them. Yes. He don't need his pawns, but he needs them to be in place so that they can do what pawns do. They get wiped out. They get wiped out. That's what they're there for, to be the first line of defense. You are expendable. You can be replaced. And what people can't see is that it's Trump, the king, with his bishop, his knights, his rooks, against the pawns and the other side. That's what it is. That's the board. But what people are forgetting, you have the queen. The queen, it's not about the king, it's about the queen that can do whatever she wants and move wherever she wants. Don't you forget about that queen. She's sitting in the cut, and she deadly because she can move all through. She can go as far as she can do things that king can't do. Her reach is further, and that queen is the Antichrist. And that's what's coming. The board is set. People wake up. The board is set. People wake up. If you don't know the game of chess, you better learn it, because that's what's happening in your face. But it's a natural war, and it's a spiritual war. But it's all the same, because these are the words that were spoken from the beginning of time. These are the words that literally set the very foundation of the world, of everything, of creation. These are the same words that were spoken so long ago, and they never change. They're the same words. These are the same words that ring loud throughout the universe. They're the same words. They never change. They are truth and they are the light. The same words. And we are living word. That's all that's happening. We are watching the same word that is never changing and unveiling happen and come into fruition. You can act like you sleep and stay asleep if you want to and get caught up. No one's going anywhere. You have to make a choice. Either you're going to bow down for the Lord, his name, or you're going to bow down and you're going to take that mark and you're going to go to hell. You're going to die. You're going to go to hell. You're going to go to hell, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do because you didn't want to stand for nothing. You didn't want to take the time out to understand, and people, it's been all around you. You don't have no excuse. It's been all around you forever. And ever it's been around you from the time you were conceived to the time that you came out of your mother's womb, to the time that you grew up. Every time, every corner, every time you fell, your first step, it was there. It was there as you grew up. It was there. You heard about him. You heard about him, and you turned your back on him. You rather go to the world. You rather fall for the devices and the vices of the world and all the false promises of the world. And you're going to see where it gets you. Look at what's unfolding in front of your face. We are on fire. I made a video 11 months ago. It's called We Are On Fire. And it has the least views. And I go back and I look at it and I'm sitting here saying, we are on fire. That's when Canada and stuff was burning. Then you see 11 months later, we're still on fire. And it's like people don't want to take heed to the messages and the warning. And you go and you look at that video. At the end of that video, I'll make a reference about the sun, because at that time, the sun was abnormal. And I said, it was real intense. And I'm like, every time when I was like from homelessness to now, I look up at the sun, I see this rainbow around the sun, a full circle. And I'm like, dang, they keep talking about how it's so hot and things are burning, this stuff is intensifying. And I said, y'all know how you have a magnifying glass and you take that magnifying glass and you look at something like you want to see it closely. So on that magnifying glass, it has two sides. One side you see closer, but not as close, but then on the other side you see real close. It's like the Lord took the magnifying glass and put it down on us, and he's looking. And you know how in the Bible it says his eyes is like a flame of fire. So if a fire is staring through glass and it's looking intensely and it's focused on it, it's gonna burn. It's gonna burn. That's what happens, it burns, okay? So it's like, look, you have to understand, y'all gotta wake up. And you gotta get ready, because he coming. Oh my God, he coming. And it's like nobody can do, you have to get your soul right. It's like, what else do we got to do? He told you the stars are gonna fall. What are you watching? Don't y'all write poetry? Have you ever heard a poem in your life? Don't they describe things as similes and metaphors? Just because the Lord don't use like and as, because as he speaks, that's what it is. It's plain. So if he said the stars are gonna fall, they falling. You watching the literal stars and flesh fall, and y'all gonna watch the spiritual stars fall. Oh my goodness, it's like, why do people gotta yell and cry and scream for you to listen? And then you still ain't gonna listen. It's like, please understand what's coming and get ready. Get ready. If you don't love the Lord, you better get to know him, because when you stand before him, he gonna let you know that he ain't know you. And you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it, and you ain't gonna be able to feel no type of way about it. The same way you turn a blind eye and a cold shoulder to a man that you don't know, or to the person that's asking you for help that needs some change, or to the family that might be struggling, or to anybody that ever asks you for help and you turn a blind eye, you say, ain't got nothing to do with me. The Lord gonna look at you and say, I have nothing to do with you. Depart from me.